Submarines. What? What did he say? Submarines. Been doing a little bit of research and I put together a PowerPoint presentation for you guys tonight. It's going to be a little bit of a departure from what I normally do, and yeah, there's going to be some screw ups because I'm ad-libbing most of this presentation. But I think in the end of the night you'll be pleasantly surprised with what you're seeing here and everything. A lot of people don't want to talk about submarines. They think they're boring. They don't really think there's any possibility of them owning one. I'm going to talk to you about some of the pros and cons. This is what we're looking at. Since I'm not very technically literate, I'm going to just hold up pictures to the camera so you can see it. This is just an artist's rendition. The sub hasn't been built yet. That sucker's 213 feet long. Okay, you can fit a lot of people in there. That's some good fun. I should probably just flash this up here. This is the copyright notice. It's basically saying that I can't use their materials for anything but the intended purpose. But since the intended purpose is to sell submarines, and I'm looking for backers from this video, I think this all meshes. If not, they can sue me, and I won't be able to buy their submarine, which is kind of counterproductive to everybody, I would think. It's a blank sheet of paper that my printer just spewed out. I think 2 pieces of paper stuck together. Okay, this piece of paper, I'm just going to flash it up here for a second, are some of the specs of this submarine. And I'm going to read off some highlights to you so you can get as excited as I am about this. Depth, 1,000 feet. All right, we can go 3 football fields, right, underneath the water. But somebody else do the math for me on that. 3 football fields underneath the water. Talk about great hiding. All right, it's dark down there. Length, 213 feet or 65 meters. I went over that. It's 26 feet across. It displaces 1,500 tons, which nobody gives a rat's ass about. We can go 3,500 nautical miles on the surface, and we can stay submerged for 20 days at rest. We just go down to the bottom. We can hang out there. Okay. This is the pressure hull. This is what prevents the ocean from crushing the thing like an egg. You don't want that. If you're inside this thing, you'll feel safe, you'll feel comfortable. No issues here. I'm getting to the good stuff, just bear it with me. Alright. Here's a little drawing of the submarine. Basically, you have a lot of like windows. I believe they call them ports. You have a flying bridge. How cool does that sound? A flying bridge. We'll probably just call it the bridge for short. Okay, here's what I wanted to show you guys. This is a layout of the sub. Because of the crappy graphics, you're going to have to like use your imagination here a little bit. Okay. And I got to be able to see too. This really isn't the best thing. Okay, up here, that's deck 1. That's a flying bridge. That's all business. All right, there's not going to be any screwing around on the flying bridge. All right, it's going to be authorized submarine personnel only. Probably people that know how to move the submarine around without crashing into reefs or other subs or whales and things. Okay, now deck 2 is very important because here you got a little kitchen. You've got I don't actually know what that is, but it's some sort of room. And then you get some quarters. You know what happens in the quarters? I was talking to a girl tonight, and she said she would definitely give a guy that owned his own submarine a second look. I don't think I need to fill in between the lines for that. Okay, now here, this is where most of the fun is going to be happening. All right. First of all, a lot of this stuff is optional. We're going to knock down this wall. Here you've got, I'm going to zoom in there. You've got like a little dance floor. All right. There's a lot of furniture there now, but that can all be cleared away for like a dance or a sock hop. Why a sock hop? They're a little outdated. You don't want to scuff up the deck. All right, so if we go in there with a lot of heels and hard-heeled shoes and everything, it's gonna be a very laid-back, casual atmosphere. All right, I mean, yeah, we can wear some suits and stuff like that, but seriously, rubber sole shoes or socks, that's it on the deck. I don't want to scratch that up. Haven't really figured out what this is down here. We think it's some sort of motherboard, like out of a computer chip, but we don't really know why it would be the entire length of the sub. I don't know a lot about subs. Maybe the components would go in there or something. I just we'll learn as we go on a lot of this stuff. A lot of you guys are probably wondering what the price is, but we're going to get to that. Anyway. Okay, here's another view of the 3 decks, and I think you can see a little bit better here. Again, flying bridge, no monkey business. Second deck, deck 2, we'll call it Lido deck or something. We'll make up a name for it later. Deck 2 is going to have like some fun activities, but some business. You know, you need places to like hang your clothes, and a place to do the laundry. That's all going to be on deck 2. Deck 3 is here. You have your main thing. Maybe we can even put some basketball hoops up to get like kind of a gym feeling or something like that. We could play basketball when we're not doing dances and stuff. This big circle, I don't know what it's for, but I'm thinking it'd be the perfect place for a hot tub. We're going to tear down this wall to give us the extra space and everything. I don't really remember what's back here. This is probably where you have your hot tubs and sauna and steam rooms and stuff. Again, we have the motherboard. If I find out that's not a motherboard and it's like another deck, I don't know, maybe a bowling alley or something like that. I'm open to suggestions. Batting cage or something like that. Excited about this. I'm sorry. Okay. Look, this isn't the way I'm going to decorate the sub, but they wanted to give you a little addition. I believe that this is on deck 2. I'm going to zoom in there. I'm not so sure about like the IKEA furniture and everything. You see the big window, sorry, my hand's in the way there. You got the wet bar, you got the television. I don't know how you get signals when you're 300 feet under. So we might be popping in some DVDs or something like that. That's not for me to work out. We're going to have a captain. We're going to have a crew to run those things and everything. A bar. We're going to plenty of booze on this sucker, right? I'm not so sure about the IKEA furniture in here. I don't know if leather works on submarines. We may have to come up with some sort of pleather or something like that. But you guys get the idea. We'll have a nice little room to like hang out and plan our missions and stuff like that. This is a page with a bunch of words on it. I haven't actually read it yet. Here's some random pictures of submarines. It's kind of a collage of drawings and pictures of different subs. Okay. What does it cost? $100 million, roughly, and about $10 million to operate and run it. I'd prefer not to find 100 million of my friends and have them each give me $1, although that will work if we have to do that. I'd like 1 or 2 backers kicking in 100 million to 50 million, depending on how the math works out. We're going to need some incidentals. We really want to trick this thing out. I'm thinking like 110, 120 million to make it nice, like maybe have a professional designer go in. If not, we can cut corners in certain places, maybe paint it ourselves and stuff. I'm not so much worried about the exterior color because it's going to be under water most of the time and people aren't really going to be able to see it. The beauty of a sub versus a boat is that you don't have to dock it because it's just going to sit out there underwater somewhere and everything. We'll get some boats to shuttle you guys back and forth off of the shore. Sub will surface. People will hop off of the boats onto the sub, go down, stow their gear away. That's the way they say it out there. Stow their gear away, and then the boat will go back to the shore, and then we'll go on our missions and everything. Missions, and don't get too worked up over there. We're not going to be going to North Korea or anything like that. The missions are basically going to be like peaceful ones and everything, like bring cookies to the troops and stuff like that. So if you're interested, I want you to email me, or you can You can post a message on Facebook or something. But I've gotten a lot of interest, and I do have a few backers, and I think it'd be a lot of fun. Okay, next week we'll be back to the normal format where I do some black and white thing, and I say something very like glib or sound depressed or angry or something like that. I don't really even know what I'm doing on these things. Anyway, think about it. Submarines.